Welcome to Gary's Music Cafe. Hi, I'm Gary Gillund, amateur musician in the Midwest. I'd like to share some of my favorite songs that I have loved playing through the years. I'll give you a brief history of the song, why I like it, and then I'll take a crack at playing it. I plan to do one song a week over the next year. Hope you enjoy. Welcome to Gary's Music Cafe, episode 5. I thought about this show for a long time, and I feel like I need to come clean with you, the viewers. Most of the fan mail is fictitious. There's only been one letter that has really been a piece of fan mail, and that was from my granddaughter, Elena. Thanks, Elena. So, really, most of the fan mail is just stuff I invented to make myself seem like some kind of a, big star or something. I don't know. In fact, let me just show you. This is Gary's Music Cafe's fan mail bucket, okay? And look, it's filled with old socks. Well, now I think you know the truth, and I'm just kind of glad to get that off my chest, to be honest. And with that, let's get to the fan mail. Tara Bites from Cuyahoga Falls, Ohio, writes, "Do you plan to do more originals?" Well, Tara, the answer is a resounding yes, by virtue of the fact that I have done 2 originals already, and people are still tuning in. Well, I feel pretty good about that. So yes, we will have more originals in the future. Oh, let's see. Kurt Chu from Albion Park, New South Wales writes, what other artists' songs do you plan to do? Well, Kurt, in terms of singer-songwriters, I haven't even touched any John Denver or Gordon Lightfoot or Don McLean or John Prine. And in terms of bands, there's the Beatles, the Beach Boys, Gin Blossoms, America, Crosby, Stills, Nash Young. There's just so much music out there. We've got a lot of territory to cover in the next 47 weeks. Wow, 47 weeks. Only 5 weeks down. Is that right? Yeah, that's right. 52 weeks in a year. There you go. Okay, thanks for the letter, Kurt. And so, let's get on to today's show. We'll have 3 great songs for you. James Taylor's Carolina in My Mind. That's for my sister Sherry. Still the One by the band Orleans. And Woody Guthrie's This Land Is Your Land. I think this is going to be an original version by me, adaptation or whatever you want to say. But it could be something I heard in a commercial and I just think I came up with it first. You never know about that stuff. I'll give credit where credit is due. But I think this is a unique adaptation. And I want to test it out on you guys. See what you think. All right. With that, let's get to our first song. Okay, let's talk about James Taylor's classic, Carolina in My Mind. James Taylor was 20 years old in 1967 when he used a small inheritance he received to pursue a solo music career, and he went to London to do that. He recorded some demos, and he got a break when his ex-bandmate got him a meeting with Peter Asher. Now, Peter Asher was the A&R head for the newly formed Apple Records. As you recall, maybe from last week, Apple Records was, of course, founded by the Beatles. Now, Taylor gave a demo of Something in the Way She Moves to Peter, who liked it, played it for Paul McCartney and George Harrison, and they listened. Paul McCartney said, "Wow, that's great." And James Taylor became the first non-British act to be signed to the Apple label. They chose Carolina in My Mind to release as a single. So it was released, and it did not do well in the UK, didn't even chart in the UK. And in the United States, it only made it up to number 118 on the Billboard Top 200. So that was very disappointing. Apple wound up releasing James Taylor He was basically homeless at that point. He'd used up all his money, but fortunately he was picked up by Warner Brothers, who signed him for an additional album. He released Sweet Baby James. That included the song Fire and Rain, and that made it to number 3 on the charts, and that really kicked off James Taylor's career at that point. As far as Carolina in My Mind goes, this is, I think, became a signature song for James Taylor. And the history behind the song goes something like this. He wrote the song while he was in London, recording these demos and working with Apple Records, but he was missing his boyhood home of Chapel Hill, North Carolina. Taylor says that the song was really about that feeling of being called away to another place. Now, one line in the song talks about a holy host of others standing round me, still I'm on the dark side of the moon. Well, that holy host is actually the Beatles. See, James Taylor was just ecstatic to be working with the Beatles, who he, idolized growing up, and still working with these guys, he was still homesick for North Carolina. So one interesting, last interesting point I'll say about this: if you have the album, Paul McCartney actually plays bass on this song. It's the only song on the album he plays bass on. So Carolina in My Mind, the original recording, has Paul McCartney playing bass for James Taylor. That's pretty wild, I think. So anyway, let's get to that song. In my mind, I'm gone to Carolina. Can't you see the sunshine? Can't you just feel the moonshine? Ain't it just like a friend of mine to hit me from behind? Yes, I'm gone to Carolina in my mind. Karen, she's a silver sun. You best walk her way and watch it shining. Watch her watch the morning come. Silver tear appearing, now I'm crying, ain't I? I'm gone to Carolina in my mind. There ain't no doubt in no one's mind, love's the finest thing around. Whisper something soft and kind. Hey babe, the sky's on fire, I'm dying, ain't I? I'm gone to Carolina in my mind. In my mind, I'm gone to Carolina. And can't you see the sunshine? Can't you just feel the moonshine? Ain't it just like a friend of mine to hit me from behind? Yes, I'm gone to Carolina in my mind. Dark and silent late last night, think I might have heard the highway calling. Geese in flight, dogs at bite, and signs that might be omens say I'm going. I'm gone to Carolina in my mind. With a holy host of others standing round me, still I'm on the dark side of the moon. Seems like it goes on like this forever. You must forgive me if I'm up and gone to Carolina in my mind. In my mind, I'm gone to Carolina. Can't you see the sunshine? Can't you just feel the moonshine? Ain't it just like a friend of mine to hit me from behind? Yes, I'm gone to Carolina in my mind. I'm gone to Carolina in my mind. Gone, I'm gone, yeah. Say nice things about me, 'cause I'm gone, yeah. You fit to carry on without me, 'cause I'm gone. Okay, Orleans was a band in the mid-'70s, and they had several hits. Love Takes Time, that one, Dance With Me. And they also, I think, were likely best known for the song Still the One. The lyrics were written by Joanna Hall, wife of John Hall, and he was guitarist and singer of the group. She wrote them after a friend asked her why somebody couldn't write a love song about staying together as opposed to breaking up. She took that to heart, and she wrote down these lyrics on the back of an envelope, and she passed the lyrics to her husband. He proceeded to write the melody for the song and the music in 15 minutes, and the song was created. I think that's always amazing when this, you put all this stuff together and it just happens like this. I think that's so crazy. And I like this song for the lively rhythm and melody, and I think the lyrics are quite clever, and they reflect, the way a lot of us feel about our spouses. So here's Still the One. We've been together since way back when. Sometimes I never want to see you again, but I want you to know, after all these years, you're still the one. I want whispering in my ear. You're still the one I want to talk to in bed. Still the one that turns my head. We're still having fun, and you're still the one. Well, I look at your face every day, but I never saw it till you went away. On that winter's day, I just wanted to go deep in the desert, but I long for the snow. And you're still the one that makes me laugh. You're still the one that's my better half. We're still having fun. You're still the one. You are still the one that makes me strong. Still the one I want to take along. We're still having fun. You're still the one. Changing, our love is going gold. Though we grow old, it grows new. Yeah, 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 you're still the one I love to touch. Still the one that I can't get enough. We're still having fun, and you're still the one. You are still the one to scratch my itch. Still the one, yeah, I wouldn't switch. We're still having fun, and you're still the one. You are still the one that makes me shout. Still the one I dream about. We're still having fun. You're still the one. Our last song today is This Land Is Your Land, and it was written by a fellow named Woody Guthrie in 1940. He did not record it till 1944, and it really didn't catch a lot of traction because of political things going on at the time. It was thought as a rebellious song, an anti-American song for a while. Then it became kind of a song, literally like the national anthem kind of thing of the country. So it's funny how those things evolve, but it really didn't gain any traction till the mid-'60s, and it was recorded by many famous folks during that period of time in the 60s. Bob Dylan, Trini Lopez, Pete Seeger, Kingston Trio, The Seekers, Bruce Springsteen, Jay and the Americans, New Christy Minstrels, and of course, my favorite, Peter, Paul, and Mary. So, this is a adaptation from me, so I hope you enjoy it. Please comment any comments about it. I take positive and negative feedback just as well. So thank you again for joining me this week, and I look forward to seeing you next week. We'll take you out on this song.
This land is your land, this land is my land. From California to New York Island, from the redwood forest to the Gulf Stream waters. Yeah, this land was made for you and me. As I went walking that ribbon of highway, saw above me that endless skyway. I saw below me that golden valley. Yeah, this land was made for you and me. This land is your land, this land is my land. From California to the New York Island, from the redwood forest to the Gulf Stream waters. Yeah, this land was made for you and me. The sun was shining as I went strolling, wheat fields waving, the dust clouds blowing, and all around me a voice was sounding. Yeah, this land was made for you and me. This land is your land, this land is my land. From California to the New York Island, yeah, from the redwood forest to the Gulf Stream waters. Hey, this land